Hi, I'm Ann Marshall with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and today I'm with Jennifer Hill of Home Instead, and I'm excited that you're going to tell us about the services and the organization that you represent. Um, Gosh, there's so much information. I don't even know where to start.
Hi, Ann. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to get the word out to see how we can help more families in our area.
So I'm curious, how did you get involved in Home Instead?
Well, that is a long response in itself, and I'll make it short. I have been with Home Instead for almost 13 years. I was actually a caregiver when I started with them, and I have worked through every phase of the office into marketing, which I absolutely love the contact with our accounts as well as the families. And I love every day is different, and I love the fact that we are able to impact so many on so many levels. So it has been a very we'll say interesting history, a fun history, and just an evolving learning process over the past 13 years.
Hmm. Well, tell us about some of the services that you provide.
Absolutely. And our goal is to help seniors remain safely wherever they call home. Whether they live in a community such as the Allegro or Westminster St. Augustine or wherever, we are able to provide services. They may still be in their private home. What we do is we come into the home and we do an assessment and we look at what their needs are. Some seniors may need meal prep done. Some seniors may have Alzheimer's or dementia and simply need companion care to help them remain at home. And that caregiver strictly does that. They'll prepare meals, do errands, be there for safety. We also have caregivers that do what's called personal care, and they do what we refer to as ADLs, which are activities of daily living. And that caregiver helps with all of the companion care duties as well as the hands-on care. And that may include helping with showers, help them get dressed, help them with transfers, help them with ambulation, getting them up and down from a chair into a wheelchair, helping with the things around the house. Something that's really important now that we are focusing on is every caregiver having the PPE protection, which is, with COVID being present now, our caregivers do have the N95 masks as well as gloves that they wear to protect themselves and our clients. If need be, they can go a step further to have the covering from head to toe if we need to protect someone who is perhaps needs additional care or additional coverage because of a COVID case.
That's interesting. And what about the service areas that you cover?
Sure. As far as locally, we cover to St. Johns County, Flagler. We also cover Duval on this side of the river. So if somebody has a family that needs care, please have them to reach out to us, even if they are out of state. Home Instead is international as well. So we've actually helped a few residents here in St. Johns County that have had family abroad. So we just ask that people reach out to us and ask, wherever their loved one lives, on how we can help and support them. Even if they are not a perfect client for us, we can help get them in the right direction as far as support for services that may be needed for them beyond what we can provide. Or if they are looking for placement, or if they need resources through the Council on Aging, we are happy to help them, point them in that right direction.
I noticed one of the things on the website was a free guide for caregivers, and I thought that's a pretty valuable resource that people could easily access.
It really is. We have so many resources on our website, and our website, of course, is www.homeinstead.com. We have caregiver resources. We also have resources specific to families who are dealing with loved ones that have Alzheimer's or dementia. We actually have an app as well to help families as well. So we encourage people to hop on that website, navigate through to see what works best for them and their situation. And of course, if they have specific questions to their area or their specific family, we can certainly help them.
Hmm. Um, and I so remember having used your services personally when all of a sudden I called you. I think it was a Thursday evening, and I was finding myself leaving town on Friday for a long weekend, and I live with my mother. And I was just so amazed that she all of a sudden had an incident, and I wasn't going to be able to leave town if we couldn't get her coverage. And your company stepped up to the plate and was able to provide the comfort and care that gave me knowledge and the freedom to enjoy my weekend away as I had planned. So I'm just so grateful that you were able to do that with such expediency and such professionalism.
Thank you. That is something that we really work hard to do. A lot of the calls that we get in are families like yours who are in a crisis mode, who perhaps don't have the resources or the tools needed when something happens. We can always provide care for them. Our goal is to provide it ideally within that same day. Oftentimes we can provide it within 2 or 3 hours of a call if something were to happen. But it is our goal to get that care into place, give that family a peace of mind and let them be at ease that we have coverage for them, we have care for them, and that we are going to do everything we can to get that right caregiver in place for them.
Can you say something about your service fees?
Sure. Our service fee varies upon what the specific need is, whether they are a companion caregiver or a personal caregiver, and what hours they need. So it really varies per family. So the best thing to do is have them to call, because it is a case-by-case basis.
And would you say that most of your people that you're working with, do they live alone, or might there be a spouse? And is it a temporary thing or a long-term care situation?
Sure. We don't bind families to contracts. If a family engages in our care, some families need anywhere from 4 hours of care up to 24 hours a day of care. It really depends on the family. Because we don't bind that family to a contract, sometimes they'll sign up with us initially with more care that's needed, and then they may scale back after a week, or sometimes even after a few days, depending on what the need is. We do couples care, as well as care for just a mom or a dad. And it really varies. Some clients live alone, and that's why they engage in care. Some clients just have care 3 days a week for us to go in and prepare meals. It's really specific to the family. We have a couple that started last week that we're providing care for both the husband and the wife, because one has dementia and the one is bedbound and just can't do for themselves. So it really depends on the family, on the specific need, and we do everything we can to meet what that specific requirement is.
I'm just so in awe of the big heart and the amount of compassion that you have personally, and that I've seen demonstrated from home instead. Now, how would people get in touch with you?
Sure. They can call us directly. Our office number is 904-794-9450. They can call us directly. They can also visit our website and get research there. So oftentimes people like to hop on the internet, see what they can find out there, and do research. But the best thing is to call to answer questions for them, find out specific to them what is their need. Oftentimes when they call, they want additional resources. It's not just about our service, but they might want to know, where do I get a wheelchair, or how do I get support for mom for Parkinson's or Alzheimer's? And we have all of those resources within our wheelhouse here. So the best thing is to call so that we can help them with every aspect of their needs.
Wow, that's kind of a one-stop shop.
Yes, it's important, and that comes with experience. Within our offices here in St. Augustine and Jacksonville, we have so much experience within our offices. Our owners are the original owners from when we started 20 plus years ago, which is pretty amazing. And we have staff that with so much experience. So we really want that phone call to be able to talk to families and help them.
That's beautiful. Is there anything else that you would like people to know?
I think the most important thing for families is the hesitation. Oftentimes people believe that if they're looking for help for their mom or their dad, they are not doing the right thing by not caring for them. And the opposite is true. Being the caregiver is very difficult. Being the daughter or the son is very important. If you allow a caregiver to come in, you can remain that daughter or that son and have care to come in to help. And that's a win-win for the parent as well as the child, because parents don't want their children to feel like they have to take care of them. Even though it's a joy and a privilege to be able to do that, having that caregiver eases the stress in a family and allows them to enjoy their loved ones longer rather than having that added stress. So I would just encourage families to call sooner than later, if nothing else, to find the information and have a conversation. Oftentimes, if you invite a home care consultant such as myself or one of my colleagues into the home, it makes it a little bit more comfortable if mom or dad has pushback on the care, because we do have experience on how to, convince them that having a caregiver is not as difficult as they believe that it will be.
That's so well said. Jennifer, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time today. Jennifer Hill with Home Instead. And will you repeat the phone number one more time?
Absolutely. Our direct office number in St. Augustine is 904-794-9450.
Fantastic. Thanks again.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.